Have you ever wondered what really happens in places after the lights go out? Silent hallways, empty rooms, doors that creak by themselves. Every building holds secrets that don't appear in official records. But some janitors, those who walk alone in the wee hours of the morning, have witnessed events that defy logic. Today, you'll delve into real and disturbing stories, where the dark past of schools, theaters, and offices is revealed in terrifying ways. Brace yourself, because these accounts won't just chill you to the bone, they'll also make you question the safety of the places you frequent every day. Every place carries a memory, even when its walls seem silent. Think of old schools, decommissioned hospitals, or theaters that have withstood the test of time. Every brick, every worn floor bears invisible scars, memories that haven't been erased, only forgotten. The work of a janitor, often solitary and invisible, puts him in direct contact with these hidden marks. He walks through hallways that have witnessed pain, laughter, and tragedy, unaware that sometimes the past finds ways to manifest itself in the present. It's as if the environment breathes, pulsating with echoes of stories no one dares tell. These accounts aren't just urban legends. They arise from the real experiences of ordinary people, forced to deal with inexplicable situations during their nightly routines. A sound that shouldn't exist, a room that seems colder than the rest of the building, footsteps that follow even when the hallway is empty. Little by little, the mind wonders, is it just fatigue, the result of loneliness? Or is there really something that insists on remaining? And this is where our stories begin to take shape. Throughout this video, you'll discover accounts from caretakers who have encountered traces of the past, marks impossible to ignore, and presences that seem directly linked to what once happened there. Stories that unite the real and the inexplicable, showing that time may advance, but the past never completely disappears. Imagine walking through a seemingly ordinary school, full of laughter during the day, but at night transformed into a maze of silence and shadows. This was exactly what a janitor reported upon discovering that the school where he worked had been built on the ruins of a former psychiatric hospital, demolished decades ago after reports of mistreatment and unexplained deaths. During his rounds, he began to notice something strange. In certain wings, the air grew colder, even in the height of summer. The silence seemed heavier, and each footstep echoed as if someone were following it. One night, as he passed through the oldest hallway, he heard soft whispers, almost like patients talking to each other. Investigating, he found a small, rusty door hidden behind shelves of school supplies. Pushing inside, he found a forgotten room. Moldy walls, old medical files scattered across the floor, and a rusty gurney covered in dust. The most disturbing detail was a record dated 50 years earlier, describing experiments on patients deemed irrecoverable. In the following weeks, strange occurrences began to intensify. Lights flickered only in that wing. Students complained of unexplained chills, and the janitor began hearing faint knocking coming from the locked room even after he had closed it again. One early morning, while making his rounds, he swore he saw a shadow cross the wall toward the abandoned room. To this day, no one can explain these events. But one thing is certain, the hospital's ghosts did not disappear with its demolition. They remain trapped beneath the school's foundations, a reminder that some stories cannot be buried. One of the most disturbing accounts involves an old municipal theater known for its grand performances, but also for a tragedy that marked its history. Decades ago, during a sold-out play, a devastating fire consumed the building, taking the lives of dozens of spectators who were unable to escape. The venue was rebuilt years later, restored to its former glory, but some traces of the past have never disappeared. The current caretaker, responsible for tending the building during the early hours, describes experiences that suggest the souls of that fire still remain trapped between the curtains and the charred seats. He reports that, on several occasions as he walks through the darkened auditorium, he hears soft applause as if an invisible performance were still in progress. At other times, a strong smell of smoke permeates the room, even though there is no sign of fire. The most unsettling sound, however, comes from the stage, rhythmic footsteps as if actors rehearsing, even though no one is present. One early morning, when checking the dressing room, he found a fogged-up mirror as if someone had breathed in front of it seconds before. The culmination of his experience came when he clearly heard the sound of unison screams echoing through the main hall, accompanied by a fleeting glimpse of silhouettes running toward the exits. He froze, unable to move, until silence suddenly returned, leaving only the creaking of chairs rocking on their own. Today, many believe that the theater harbors not only the memory of a tragedy, but the eternal echo of the collective panic experienced on that fateful night. The fire may have been extinguished, but the flames live on in the darkness, a reminder that some places cannot escape their past. While the echo of the burned-out theater still resonates, our next story takes us to a very different setting, a gleaming corporate building with mirrored glass and modern offices. But behind the impeccable facade, the night janitor discovered that the place's past holds secrets far darker than reports and meetings. In the 1970s, before it became a business center, the building's basement was used by a mysterious group that performed strange rituals, hidden from the eyes of the city. The authorities shut down their activities, but the janitor began to realize that something had never left the place. During his rounds, he noticed doors in the basement that closed by themselves even though they were locked. One night, while cleaning the basement, he found strange symbols scratched into the walls, as if someone had tried to erase them in a hurry. Melted candles, forgotten in dusty corners, looked fresh, even though no one had been accessing the area for years. The air there was dense, charged with an energy that made the hairs on the back of the neck stand on end. The caretaker also reported a low, almost imperceptible humming sound that seemed to come from within the walls. What disturbed him most was the security guard's refusal to descend to the basement alone. They told stories of lights going out for no reason and a feeling of being watched by something they couldn't see. One night, the caretaker decided to investigate further and found a hidden door covered by a rusted metal plate. Opening it, he found a small, makeshift altar with unlit candles and a cracked mirror reflecting only darkness. That same night, he heard a clear whisper, like a voice urging him to continue. The events in the building were never explained, but the caretaker resigned weeks later, unable to bear the feeling that something awakened in those rituals still inhabited the basement. The place's past wasn't just forgotten history. It was a living presence, waiting in the shadows, ready to remind everyone that certain secrets should never be touched.